A year ago today, the Eagles traded Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts. A year later, we're all saying, thank God he's gone. Now, the question is what does Howie Roseman and the Eagles have in store for us this offseason? Dallas still stinks. You're by the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great Friday. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. So it's been a full year since the Eagles traded Carson Wentz, the North Dakota assassin, that's what I used to call him, to the Indianapolis Colts. And I'm going to be honest, I was not big on this trade. I thought it would come back and haunt us. I thought it was going to be a mistake. And it's great to say, after 1 year, I know that I was wrong. It feels good. I've never felt so good to be wrong. I'm glad I was wrong. The Colts, they can't wait to get rid of this guy. They can't wait to get rid of this guy. And before we go any further, we have a quick word from our sponsor. Listen. When it comes to watching sports, when it comes to betting sports, there are two ways you could go about it. You could do it the Eagles analytic department way, where they're in a basement in a cold, dark room somewhere, crunching numbers that they don't even know what it means. Or you could do it the Philly 500 way, where you're constantly entertained and enjoy every moment of the process. This is why I start my day by going to thegameday.com, where they add excitement to live sports with a constant influx of sports entertainment and sports betting content, which includes best bets, picks, previews, predictions. You know I love predictions, the ride-along series, and much more. The Game Day makes betting entertaining as well as watching sports in general. And they use their partnership with major sportsbook operators to bring consumers competitive promotions. So click the link in the description and go to thegameday.com. Check it out for yourself. I promise you, you are going to love everything here. And you are going to be entertained. And you are going to get the knowledge you need to make the bets that you need to make. And let them know when you're there. Philly 500 sent you. So thank you to thegameday.com for sponsoring this video. Appreciate it so much. Go check out that website. Click the link in the description. I promise you, you're not going to be disappointed. Just click and go take a look. You know what I'm saying? And also, if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We're just over 37,000 subscribers. And if you have been subscribed to this channel for a while, check and make sure you haven't been unsubscribed, because YouTube's been coming after me a little bit, I think, and they've been unsubscribing people, and I've had a lot of people tell me, hey, I don't know why I got unsubscribed from you, but I did. So just double check, make sure you're still subscribed, and I appreciate it. Now, like I was saying, it was a year ago today that the Eagles traded away Carson Wentz, the North Dakota assassin. I thought this was going to be a huge mistake. I thought this was going to be like watching Randall Cunningham go to the Minnesota Vikings after he took a year off and winning the MVP. Or, remember Sonny Jurgensen when he went to Washington? I thought it was going to come back and haunt us. But it didn't. The Colts can't wait to get rid of this guy. They can't wait to get rid of him. And I really didn't think, statistically, he had a bad number. But I guess they can say, this guy don't have it. I mean, that Jacksonville game was a choke of a century. So it looks like Carson Wentz is going to be on the move. And it looks like Washington could be a possible destination. Could you imagine if Carson Wentz goes to the Washington Commanders, or the Commies, is like I like to call them. Can you imagine if they go to the Commies and he's playing us twice a year? That would be some crazy stuff, man. That would be some crazy stuff. I'm hoping for it. I want it to happen. I want to face him twice a year. I figure he'll choke twice. You think he chokes at big games? Imagine what he's going to do when he plays the Eagles. It's going to be a choke job. You know what I'm saying? But, man, it's unbelievable to me that the Colts are done with him, man. I mean, and that was his boy, right? Frank Reich was his boy. That was his guy. Frank Reich, if he can't turn him around, nobody can. Guess what happened? What happened? He never was the same after that hit in 2017. That, combined with Nick Foles and the Folesian Society on his ass, he could never recover. He slightly did at the end of 2019. Then he took the shot by Jadeveon Clowney in the playoffs, right? Cheap shot, no question about it. But ever since that, he never was the same, just in my opinion. And I don't know if he'll ever be. We'll have to wait and see. But the Eagles made out like bandits. And now we're in a situation where we've got to be very careful, because we have to make sure whatever we do, we don't go into NFL purgatory. We don't become a team that is good enough, to win 8-9 games a year, get maybe first round playoffs and lose, only to be, stuck drafting, from 14, 15 to 25, somewhere in that range all the time, never getting that franchise quarterback, never getting the guy that puts us over the top. That's why you have to stay away from Jimmy Garoppolo. That's why you have to stay away from Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, all those crappy quarterbacks. You stick with Jalen Hurts. The only way you make a move, like I said, you'd have to go out and get Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson if he's cleared of all his off-the-field issues. To me, those would be the only two guys worth it. Otherwise, your best move is staying with Jalen Hurts. And when you stay with Jalen Hurts, that means, we're going to give him another opportunity, another year, to see if he can develop into a better passer. I think your chances of him developing into a better passer is a far better chance of that happening than you ever winning with Jimmy Garoppolo. I just feel like that. I honestly do. So, to me, Garoppolo, Carr, Cousins forces you into NFL purgatory. You could stay in NFL purgatory for 25, 30 years. So, to me, you stick with Jalen Hurts. If he's good and he develops into a better passer, guess what? We're going to be set. We're going to be set at quarterback, and we'll be good to go. If he doesn't, we're probably not going to have it, maybe even as good of a record as we had last year, and we're going to know we need a quarterback. So I think the Eagles, knowing that Hurts, it looks like Hurts is going to be the guy. Most likely he's going to be the guy. I think the Eagles, I think Howie's got some big things up his sleeve. I really do. I think the first thing you have to look at is the draft, right? You have 3 first-round picks. I think the last, or the 19th pick most likely, is the pick you got to trade out of the first round with. Maybe get another second and then a first following year in 2023 draft, okay? That gives you some insurance with Jalen Hurts. If he doesn't develop into the guy, at least you have 2 first-round picks. Those other 2 picks are tricky. What do you do with those? We talk about guys like Devin Lloyd. We talk about guys like Jordan Davis, Tyler Linderbaum. We talk about a lot of these players that all of a sudden, if you haven't noticed, their stock is all rising. It's all going up, and all of a sudden, guys like Lloyd aren't even going to be there. They're talking that he may go in the top 10 now. Hamilton, top 10. All these guys in the top 10. So what are you going to do? You're going to just sit back and wait for things to fall to you and take whatever? Do we just take, hey, look, we really like Lloyd, or we really like Jordan Davis, or we really like Ojabo, we really like these guys, but they're all going to go early now. We'll just sit back and we'll wait. But these are the guys we're really high on. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You got to move up. You got to move up in the draft. If you have to package 2 first-round picks to go up and get the guy you need to get, go get him. Go get him. If you can do it with, a first and a second, a first and a third, do it. But if you have guys that you like, guys that you know are going to be guys that are going to help change his team, you have to be aggressive. Howie Roseman has always been his best, and I've always said this. Howie Roseman is always at his best when he's aggressive. I think this is really the Eagles' their identity. Their identity when we won in 2017 was they were aggressive. I've said this many, many times last offseason. The Eagles have to be aggressive this offseason. Whether it's free agency, whether it's in the draft, they have to be aggressive. And having 3 first-round picks assures that they will. There's no reason why the Eagles should not come out of this draft with one guy that we all universally can say, that guy's going to be a beast. That is a great pick by the Eagles, exactly what they needed, and he's going to have an impact on this team right away. There's no reason why we couldn't. Now, if you said to me, who are 2 first-round picks? If I had 2 first-round picks I could take today, who would it be? I might surprise some of you guys here because I like Lloyd a lot. I like him a lot. But knowing the Eagles, knowing that they don't go linebackers in the first round, I'm going to go Jordan Davis, the defensive tackle, and I'm going to go Ojabo from Michigan. I'm going to go Ojabo because you need a defensive end. You need a defensive tackle. Could you imagine having those two guys? If somehow you could get those two guys, and it may be hard, but if you could somehow get those two guys in the draft, how you revamp your whole defensive line for years to come. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now if they're going to out and get Devin Lloyd, I'm okay with it. I have no problem getting a linebacker. I just don't believe that the Eagles will do it. Where I think the Eagles also are going to be very aggressive is in free agency. I think the Eagles are going to be aggressive in free agency. I would love to see Christian Kirk. If somehow he becomes a free agent, he would be my number one target wide receiver. I really would like to give Watkins another year on the outside, let him develop, and I would like to upgrade my slot receiver. I would look to trade guys like, obviously you want to trade Andre Dillard. I think you can get something for him, okay? Maybe a team like Cincinnati would take him. I mean, they need offensive line help, do they not? Jalen Reagor, I would love to trade him, but who wants him? Who wants him? He's Jalen Reagor. He stinks. Stinks. Nobody's going to want him. Maybe you could package him and move him for something, but who's going to want him? So I don't know. I don't know how many guys there are to really trade on this team. Andre Dillard would be one of those guys. I don't want them to trade Brandon Graham. They're not going to, Derek Barnett's, he's on his way out. I don't know who else they're going to trade. I don't think they can trade Fletcher Cox, only because I think they restructured his contract. I think it's a lot of money. But a guy like Andre Dillard, if you can find somebody to take anything for Reagor, do it. Do it. Howie's usually good with these kind of moves. So he'll figure some stuff out. But I expect the Eagles to be very aggressive in the draft, especially, also in free agency. There's no reason with 3 first-round picks the Eagles should not come out of this draft, and people say the Eagles had one of the best drafts out of the whole league. Just the fact that you have 3 first-round picks, you should be coming out with that. But I would love to see the Eagles revamp that defensive line for the long term. For the long term, go out in free agency, pick up yourself a linebacker, pick up a linebacker in the 2nd round, 3rd round. I'm totally cool with that. Just upgrade that defensive line. Big time. And if you could do that, I'm happy. On the free agency side, I expect the Eagles to go get a defensive end. I think you're going to see wide receiver. I also think you're going to see maybe another safety. I think Jabril Peppers could be a guy that the Eagles target big time. He seems like somebody that we keep hearing a lot about when it comes to the Eagles. So the key to this and this whole video is this. The Eagles were aggressive last year with Carson Wentz. They were aggressive trading him at the right time. Great call. Got to be aggressive again this offseason. That's the Eagles' bread and butter. That's when Howie Roseman's at his best. And if he does that, and we're all living in Howie vision, I think we'll be okay. But it's going to be very, very interesting nonetheless. But Eagles, they're going to have to make some moves. And it looks like you got to build around Jalen Hurts. So let's do it. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. So this is a typical Friday. You get up early so you could come home early so you can enjoy the weekend. You go home, your wife says, hey, can you just drop me off at the store? I only got to get a few things. So you go to the store, she runs in, you're waiting. An hour later, you're expecting her to come out with 3 shopping carts full of shit. This is what I came home early for. This is how I start my weekend, by losing all my money. Denzel Washington, out.